The Lachen Gurudongmar Lake route is probably the highest motorable road in Sikkim, and it is one of the most breathtaking overland journeys on this planet. Crisscrossing stunning waterfalls, roaring glacial streams, and high altitude deserts, where your jeans could probably stand by itself from all the dust and mud accumulated during the trip. On reaching Lachen, a small Himalayan hamlet situated at an altitude of about 9,000 feet, we were greeted by an old lady who had pierced nose and ears. Probably she was the owner. We got transferred into a local homestay with steaming soup and wooden rooms with cozy beds and great hospitality. The owners may not have provided us with everything, but their smiles and service bridged every gap. Back in the 90s, we had to carry our fowl, eggs, fish, everything from Gantok if we wanted any non-vegetarian platter on our table. This old lady would prepare traditional Sikkimese delicacy whenever we were hungry. With temperatures running below freezing point by evening, we tucked ourselves into bed with a hot cup of drinking chocolate. We woke up with sounds of the 4WD vehicles honking and shining their headlights directly into our rooms at 3 a.m. in the morning. It was time for us to move towards a final destination, the fascinating Gurudongmar Lake at 17,800 feet. It takes a good 7 to 8 hours drive from Lachen to Gurudongmar Lake. With freezing temperatures outside, that part of the morning, most tourists residing with us declined the trip and tucked themselves back into their warm quilts. The only two qualities which are required at that part of the morning is courage and determination. Though it took us a little time to put them together, but eventually we jumped into the vehicle. With the break of dawn and the vehicle winding its bumpy ways through the most amazing waterfalls one can ever imagine. Small settlements, shops and homestays line the road from Lachen to Gurudongmar. Thangu is one such settlement at an altitude of 14,000 feet where vehicles generally stop for tea and snacks. Popcorns are available in abundance here. Locals say that the air trapped inside the popcorns provide tiny amounts of oxygen which helps during the high altitude climb. The road further climbs to an Indian Army base at 16,000 feet. By this time, we had already entered the Trans-Himalayan region with little or no vegetation at sight. These roads were equally treacherous with rainfall. It is from here one can feel the pressure on the chest with low oxygen levels. The road gradually disappears and transforms into a gigantic high-altitude desert overlooking the grandeur blue lake. Unlike other mountain peaks which are usually rugged and pointed at the summit, these out here are loftier like softy ice creams with flat tops. Wind speeds were high that day, with Indian Army standing alert. Dry fruits, chips, sweets, tea, coffee and warm water is distributed by Indian Army to everyone who visits this sacred lake. It is believed that infertile mothers bear children once they cleanse themselves with the sacred water from this lake. However, this trip to North Sikkim has one huge disadvantage, that is acclimatization. The travel agencies have structured the trip in such a manner that one gains altitude from 6,000 feet to 18,000 feet and back again at 6,000 feet in just a matter of 2 days without proper acclimatization. Though Diamox is not required, but one must carry a portable oxygen cylinder in case of high altitude sickness. But trust me, once you get back home, you'll be still in a state of trance. If you haven't visited Gurudongmar Lake, it should be there in your bucket list. It's one of the most fascinating journeys in India. If this piece added little value to you, please subscribe.